My name is Pamela Gutierrez, and I want to start by sharing a moment that changed how I understand healing and manifestation. There was a time in my life when everything looked successful on the outside and felt deeply misaligned on the inside. I was working in a high pressure, high earning career, traveling constantly, managing impossible schedules, and quietly ignoring the toll it was taking on my body and my relationships. When I received a concerning medical diagnosis, my instinct was to do what I had always done: fix it. I changed my circumstances. I tried to manage my life more efficiently. I prayed harder, and instead of improving, things got worse. What ultimately changed my life wasn't a miracle or a technique, it was a realization that manifestation and healing don't begin with effort, but rather they begin with alignment. That realization became the foundation of my book, Whole. This is a book about manifestation that actually works in real life, in the body, in relationships, and in the material world, because it's grounded in how awareness becomes experience. Many people are drawn to manifestation practices today, but they feel frustrated. They get burned out and they quietly blame themselves when things don't change. Whole offers a different approach. It shows that manifestation is not about forcing outcomes, but about restoring alignment so that life can reorganize itself naturally. This book is structured in 3 parts. First, it introduces the creative process, how awareness moves into form. Next, it teaches scientific prayer, not as a religious practice, but as a repeatable methodology for alignment, a way to cooperate consciously with the creative process rather than trying to control it. And finally, it applies these principles to lived experience in health, money, relationships, identity, and the everyday decisions that shape our lives. Throughout the book, I share personal stories and lived examples, not to promise outcomes, but to show how manifestation unfolds when alignment returns. Now, the reason I care so deeply about this approach is because I've lived on both sides of it: high performance without alignment, and alignment that reshaped performance. My background spans chemistry, business, theology, and integrative wellness. And I've spent years teaching and working with people who are navigating healing, burnout, and major life transitions. But more than credentials, this book comes from experience. Learning, often the hard way, that life responds differently when we stop trying to force it and start listening deeply. This book matters now because we're living in a moment when many people are spiritually curious but wary of religion. They meditate, they visualize and journal and affirm, but often feel pressure or disappointment when manifestation is inconsistent. Whole is written for that reader. It offers depth without dogma, spirituality with integrity. It reframes prayer as alignment rather than petition, and manifestation as cooperation rather than control. At its heart, Whole is an invitation to remember that nothing in your life is against you, because nothing is separate from you. When alignment returns, manifestation stops feeling like forcing something or something you chase, and life begins to emerge naturally. It happens through you. Thank you for taking the time to consider this work. I'm grateful for the opportunity to share it. Namaste.